to my channel. I'm just a girl who likes reading romance, fantasy romance, paranormal romance, any kind of genre of romance in general. And I also happen to have cerebral palsy, and it would mean the world to me if you would subscribe to my channel. Happy Wednesday! Today's video is going to be an Angsty Romance Recommendation video. So if you like messy romances, if you like the drama, this video is for you. I have 5 recommendations for you today. Is Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. I finally read Magnolia Parks. I think I'm the last person to read this book. I think everybody on Romance Booktube has read this book, and now I see where the hype is, because Magnolia and BJ's romance is so toxic. But they're not good for each other, but they can't stay away from each other, because there isn't going to be anyone else for them besides each other. If you don't know what Magnolia Parks is about, Magnolia and BJ used to have a romantic relationship, but one day BJ confesses that he has cheated on Magnolia, so they broke up. But they are still in each other's lives because BJ and Magnolia just cannot stay away from each other. Even though they are bad for each other, they keep going back to each other. And to make BJ jealous, Magnolia dates other guys in front of BJ. So it is so messy, it is so angsty. If you haven't read Magnolia Parks yet, I really liked it. I think Magnolia and BJ have room to grow, so I hope they do in their second book. But Magnolia Parks is on Kindle Unlimited Maestro. And I read this book because of Cynthia from Kindle After Dark. I first heard about this when she was recommending it on Instagram. And we follow Aurelia and Chadwick, and they are both play instruments, like they both love music. Aurelia is a celloist, and Chadwick is a violinist, and they meet each other when they are 13, trying out for this music school. They both get accepted and they become friends, but as they grow older, they start to develop feelings for each other, so they start dating when they're in high school. But Chadwick is the first one to break up with Aurelia because he thinks she is a distraction to his music. Like, he wants to be like a conductor, and he can't focus on his music career if all he thinks about is her. He breaks up with her, and then she ghosts him. They don't see each other for like 3 years. She comes back in his life, and they start a relationship again. But another thing happens, that this time she breaks up with him for reasons, but it starts this ongoing cycle of them breaking up and getting back together. It's never the right time. Something always gets in the way. Aurelia and Chadwick are soulmates. That's what they are. This book made me cry. It made me frustrated. It was so angsty. Second Down Darling by Lex Martin. I read this book because of Jess at Peace Love Books, and it's about Charlotte. Her name is Charlotte Darling, and she has a crush on her best friend Jake Ramirez. But one day, when Jake is drunk, he gets Charlotte's older sister pregnant. So Charlotte is heartbroken. She tries to stay close to Jamie for a while. She tries to be there for her sister, but her sister keeps shoving their relationship in Charlotte's face, and Charlotte is secretly in love with her best friend, and she just couldn't take it anymore. She transfers schools to somewhere in Texas, and when he transfers to her school 3 years later, they're a senior. They're both seniors. He plays for her football team now, and she is a photographer. And her older sister pretty much abandoned Jamie and her nephew. And when they see each other again, she can't figure out why she's so mad at him, because she said, didn't you get my note? I explained why I left. And he said, what are you talking about? I never got a note. And so she finally confesses her feelings for Jamie, but she can't. They can't do anything about it because his ex-girlfriend was her older sister and my nephew's mother, so they can never. We cannot cross that line. But everybody knew that Charlotte had feelings for Jamie, except for Jamie. Even his mom knew that she had feelings for him. He was just too blind to see it. But Jamie and Charlotte cannot fight their feelings for each other anymore. So they decide to give their relationship a go. This is book 4 in Lex Martin's Varsity Dad series. I will go back and read the other books in the series, but I just really wanted to read book 4. I really liked it. Why Are You Here by Brianna Jean, and we follow Phoenix and Judah. Phoenix moved back to California to be with her best friend, and one day her best friend, who's a social media influencer, gets invited to this Hollywood party. And at this Hollywood party, she meets Judah, who's a famous rapper, and Phoenix is awestruck because Phoenix actually listens to Judah's music. She's a big fan, and she was thinking about suicide until she heard Judah's music. So she kind of really loves his music, and a relationship forms between Phoenix and Judah. This is another one that I think they are soulmates. I read this book because of Cheyenne from That Tall Book Girl. The space between love and hate. I read this book also because of Cheyenne from That Tall Book Girl. It is about this heroine and this heroine has to go with her best friends for her best friend's parents' wedding anniversary. So she agrees to go with her best friend to his parents' house. But what the best friend doesn't know is that she had a thing with her best friend's older brother and when she was a senior in high school, they slept together, but he played it off like he was drunk, that he didn't remember her. So when they go to their parents' house, it's her being back in the older brother's proximity, and they start sneaking around while they're there, but the best friend also confesses that he has feelings for her, so it's a messy love triangle. These books are on Kindle Unlimited, so if you want to check it out, please do. Those are all my recommendations for angsty romances. Please let me know down in the comments below if you have read any of these books. I would love to know. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. That would mean the world to me. And I'll see ya Friday. Bye.